Hi, boys and girls. We're going to move on now to counting and measuring. Counting larger quantities and measuring using words like shorter, longer, measuring with non-standard measurement, which means instead of using something like a tape measure, which would be standard, because you have inches, you have rulers, you have yardsticks, you would use things like paper clips or Unifix cubes to measure. You could even measure with your hands. It's called non-standard. All right, let's get started. This is just an example because when I want you to count in the counting jar, I want you to use 2 handfuls, just larger numerals.
Counting jar. Follow 3 steps to use the counting jar. Step 1 is to count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step 2 is to make the same amount. I used 4 bears and 4 counters. Step 3 is to show how many. I drew 4 squares to show there are 4 cubes. Try it. Drag some cubes into the jar. Count how many. Drag counters to show the same amount. Show how many.
All right, so you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then you can represent that by showing the same exact amount or quantity over here. So that's 9, and you're making 9 here. I'm going to put 3, and then that's 6, and 3 more make 9. That's another way to represent it. And then over here, you are to illustrate that. And I can show you on my document camera. And then here's measuring.
Shorter than or longer than. Math words. Shorter, longer. Compare 2 objects to see which one is longer or shorter. I can tell just by looking that the pencil is longer than the crayon. I can line up the ends to compare them. The pencil is longer. Shorter than or longer than. These students used a tower of 10 cubes to measure some objects in their classroom. Some objects were shorter than the 10 cubes. This crayon is shorter. My hand is shorter. Some objects were longer than the 10 cubes. This book is longer. My arm is longer.
Okay.
Try it. Choose a cube train. Find an object that is longer. Find an object that is shorter.
So here's a cube train, and I can choose the pencil that will be longer, matching it edge to edge. Here's a cube train, and I can choose this object. This is shorter. These are the kind of activities that you can be doing. Here's a cube train, and I'm going to choose this stamp that is shorter. And notice I don't put it here. I match it edge to edge, the very tip of it right there. Okay, put that back. Now let me share my document camera and show you what we're going to do. All right, first, we are going to represent quantities. So I am going to take 2 handfuls and put them down. Now, I think I'm going to use the strategy of counting by lining them up and tapping each one as I count, and then I'm going to check myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to make sure, so I'm going to do it one more time. Maybe I use a different strategy. I got the total of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I got 8 twice, so it looks like that's the answer. Now I'm going to represent 8 a different way. I might use these circles and put 8 circles down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I draw 8 or illustrate 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's called cardinality. That means you stop at the total. You know it's 8, and you stop drawing at 8. You don't continue on. Now, so you're going to be working on that. And measuring. This is a cube train of 10. And you can get a partner at home and find things that are shorter or longer. So this crayon, match it edge to edge. So you might want to do something like that. Match it edge to edge. Because although visually you can see that that is shorter than this, you know exactly how much shorter when you match it edge to edge. Now this pencil might be a little bit harder to tell. So if you do it like this, it's really hard to tell. So let's match it edge to edge and see. And if you can see, it's just a tiny, let's see, tiny bit shorter than this is, than the cube train. Now, what about scissors? Looks about the same. Let me put it this way. Maybe the scissors might be a little bit longer. What about, this marker? The marker is shorter. You can find all sorts of things around your house and use words like longer and shorter. Then you can also do what the investigations video did, and you can take these Unifix cubes and measure to see how many it took to measure how long or how tall the crayon is. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Unifix cubes to measure the same length as the crayon. The pencil is longer, so you might want to add some more to be about the same as the pencil, but make sure it's edge to edge. Let me put it better like that. One of my favorite things to do is measure. It's really fun to grab things all around the house, and don't forget to use words like longer and shorter and same, and matching them edge to edge. All right, enjoy.